All right, so while I have everybody here, I'm just gonna ask a small favor. You probably saw in a previous video, if you watched it, that I let everybody know that, yeah, we're gonna crank out a new podcast. And but I honestly having a tough time naming it. I don't have time for this, really. And I've noticed in my previous post, a big handful of people dropped some names for the podcast, and some of them are pretty freaking good. But there's like 2,000 comments in that damn video, and believe me, I don't have time to go sifting through all those comments to find all those potential podcast names. So if you guys could just do me a favor, and I'm gonna make a post specifically for everybody to help me name this podcast, and I'm gonna put it on Instagram, on the Pro Guide 66 Instagram page, okay? I'm gonna make a post for this specifically, and if you guys have got some real cool, catchy proposals for the name of the podcast, could you please do me a favor and drop them in the Instagram post for this request, okay? And it's very, very easy to go through the comments on there and find them, as opposed to the YouTube comments, because it's just, YouTube's overwhelming, man. There's so many people here and so many comments, it's crazy. And but that'd be really, really helpful. I really appreciate it. And we'll narrow it down, and we'll grab up a name for the podcast. While you're trying to come up with the name suggestion for the podcast, keep in mind, you've probably seen a bunch of my content already. You can tell I have a zero tolerance for bullshit. I like to call people on their bullshit, especially in the outdoors. And there's gonna be a hint of flavor of that. There's gonna be a lot of hunt stories, adventure stories, angling stories. There's gonna be a lot of knowledge sharing. What there isn't going to be in this podcast is there isn't going to be a bunch of dumbass celebrities that just want to be followed, get attention. There's none of those. You know, there's a familiar handful of the same people in social media that are dominating social media with their followings playing off each other, using all the big brand name products to help get more followers and market themselves and market products. I'm not about that shit. I am about the real deal people. I know many people throughout North America that you don't know their names, you'll never know them, and they outclass your average outdoor celebrity 500%. These guys and girls have lived their lives immersed in this outdoor world. They don't even understand, they don't even realize some of the experiences and the stories and the skills they haven't a clue, but I see it clearly. And those are the people that I want to extract what's in their head, what's in their memory, and share it with as many people as I can. I'm all over that, all over it. Those are the people we really want to listen to and see and meet. Not some douche celebrity who just needs to be followed and sell some frickin' $600 chunk of plastic cooler or something. See? I'm not into bullshit. I don't support it. And you know, another thing that's exciting and fun about doing a podcast for me is I don't answer to anybody. I don't have any sponsorship of products. I don't have some kind of a show where I have to come across as some kind of weird saint or whatever have you. I don't care. I don't give a shit. If something needs to be pointed out with anything, I'm going to point it out. And you call a spade on this podcast. And it's going to be very informative and very helpful. And the only thing it's going to promote is good, healthy, honest outdoors and outdoor living. Of course, as well, I'm going to be sharing Sasquatch stories on this podcast as well. It's just something that needs to be done, and I'm going to do it, continue to do it. You know, as well, I'm going to be talking about conservation, real, true conservation, not just somebody standing in front of the camera saying they support conservation while they're holding up a frickin' knife or a cooler or some damn thing. We're going to talk about real, true conservation, and I'm going to fill you guys in on why we need to manage natural predators where we have a big presence. And I'm going to explain that to you clearly, and that is conservation, okay? I'm going to explain a lot of things, and I'm going to make a lot of taboo topics clear to the planet so you guys understand, with no bullshit and no ass kissing and no pushing blowout products. It's going to be very refreshing, and obviously the world's ready for this. You know, the internet's saturated with fraudulent bullshit. It just is. I'm over it, and we're going to turn things around here pretty quickly. Okay? So do me a favor, and if you have a good suggestion for a podcast, and take all these mentions that I just mentioned into consideration and come up with the name of it, and drop your name suggestion on the Instagram post. Okay? And then we'll grab it up, and that'll be very, very appreciated and helpful.